starting with a DM10 Alesis foot pedal. We're going to make a controller that will slide underneath a regular hi-hat stand. First you have to disassemble the pedal. You'll see a lug nut, a lug bolt on one end. Remove that. And also on the top of the foot pedal you'll see two screws. The rear screw is held by a nut. You can get to the nut from the underside of the foot pedal. I used a pair of pliers to hold that nut while I used a screwdriver to remove it. These are the screws and the lugs and the nut that was removed. After you have that, you can remove the what I call the part that puts pressure onto the flat resistor. I guess you'd call it the adjusting lever. It's on the front of the foot pedal. It just slides out of there. Underneath, the underneath side, you're going to see three triangle, or a shape of a triangle. There's three screws, but there's also two more screws hid underneath the Velcro strip. Remove the Velcro strip and save that for later. And you can remove those two screws along with the other three. This is a picture of all five of them. Once you have those removed, the plastic cover can be turned to the side, and you'll see the flat resistor that also houses a switch in it, and you'll see the circuit board. You'll also notice that it has like a sponge rubber glued to the side of the jack. Remove that sponge rubber, just pull it off of there. And that's what the rubber piece looks like. Now after you get that removed, there's what it looks like. You can see the jack and you can see the circuit board. It's they're kind of stuck in there, but they're easy to remove. The jack on the outside of the plastic container cover looks like this. I just use my finger and push down on that outer part of that jack while my other hand is inside, and I wiggle that circuit board out from the cover. And this is what after you take the cover off. Circuit board, a jack, and a flat resistor. Underneath the cover you'll find the curved rubber piece. You need to remove that by pulling it straight up. This is the rubber piece removed. The curved part of this rubber piece is made this way so that when you press down on it, the curve slowly moves down onto the flat resistor, and the curve straightens out, and it puts pressure along the flat resistor a little at a time, changing the resistance so you have a variable. There's the flat resistor. It also has a switch in it, and the jack and the circuit board. This is also another view of it. I went to a hardware store and found a piece of plastic. It's used to slide furniture, so I can make I have something to make this out of. And I cut it in half. It's approximately about 8 inches. And I cut it in half. It has a foam rubber on the bottom of it. I got it at Lowe's hardware store under the furniture sliders. I drilled a hole. I put the rubber piece up against this, and I located a spot to drill a 1/4 inch hole so I can mount the curved rubber piece. I used a 1 1/4 length or long bolt that is a 1/4 thread and a nut. This is a picture of the circuit breaker. The circuit board. I cut part of the circuit board off, making sure I left enough of that greenish copper to still be able to do its job. But if you don't know what you're doing, I use scissors to do it. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. And this is just to show you that I trimmed it off. I also drilled a couple holes in that circuit board, making sure I didn't hurt the circuit board, so I can mount it to the side of the plastic that I bought. I use wire ties to do that. I used a 1/8 inch drill bit to drill a hole for it. This is another picture of the what I call is a ribbon wire. It connects the flat resistor to the jack. This is the picture of the Velcro strip. I cut the Velcro strip in half, so I would have I can use it on the bottom of this. If you notice, there's the plastic piece. With a drilled hole, I put the 1/4 inch 20 1 1/8 inch bolt through there, the back part of the curved rubber, and I put the nut on it. I also hot glued around the back part of the curve because they'll keep it stationary and won't slide. The flat resistor has a sticky substance under it, and it's still very sticky. And you have to make sure when you put that flat resistor down underneath the curved rubber that the components are on the right hand side, looking from the rear of the curve, with the jack opening facing the rear towards the bolt. Otherwise, it will be backwards and it won't work right. It'll just be on and off. And that's a picture of it installed. But I found that it works better instead of installing with the curve facing out of the foot, the hi-hat foot pedal. I turned it around later and put the upper part of the curve section in first. And that way the pedal responds better because it pushes down on that faster and you don't have to push on the pedal as far. And there it is. Hope that you can do it. If you can't do it, you can email me and I will try to talk you through it, or I can come up with something. Thank you.